Welcome to the Thunder 91 broadcast. Why are you laughing already?
Because I'm just staring at the camera.
True. We are Thunder 91 students
Yeah.
and staff members.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
comm students.
Comm students.
The best.
The best students,
Come on now.
obviously. And today we are going to be interviewing some amazing people in the comm department.
True.
Yeah, we have Dean Jean Barine. We have Matt Barton. We have Michelle Fogg, and so many more on the lineup. So get ready. It's going to be exciting.
If you don't stay, you're silly.
You are silly. I'm
That's what I'm
Christina
told.
Schweiss, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I'm Cormac Bone.
I'm Bryson Olson.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah. You can see us on SUTV. Christina and I host
Yes.
that one. Well,
We do.
we anchor that.
We anchor that.
And then Bryson's the director.
Yeah.
That's true.
He's a big
We
I
are
tell
stars.
these people they suck.
He does.
every
He
day.
bullies us every day that we cannot read.
Yeah, because you guys can't read.
We
your
can read.
minds.
People
Hey.
can't write, and it irks me.
We're trying our best.
We're trying
okay?
our best. Yes. And we are currently in the new SUU News Lab.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. It's very
Very-
fancy, very nice. A lot of TVs, computers, a beautiful whiteboard behind us.
Correct.
Yep.
That's for their news meetings.
It is.
All their important discussions about what's the hippity haps.
Exactly.
If you
The
will.
Utah, or the University Journal.
The Utah. The Utah.
The
Utah
Utah.
Journal.
Yeah.
That's the next step.
Southern Utah
Naturally.
Journal.
Naturally, after this, that's where they go.
Yeah, some of them, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
That's why the
That's
comm
us.
department's great.
It is.
And it's even greater today
It really is.
with the new release of all the labs. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
I'm excited.
It's-
And the hallways look dope. There's photo opportunities.
Oh, come on now. Yes.
My little ego self was like,
Christina's
I gotta go
hopping in
take
front of the camera.
picture.
Ooh,
I saw that
strike a
setup, and I
pose.
was like, that's gonna make a beautiful Instagram post.
She's just standing by the photo op, bouncing, waiting for Be
Exactly. I'm
Real
like,
to go
please,
off.
please, literally.
Where's Be Real?
As soon as my phone vibrates, I'm taking that photo. I don't care who's sitting there. I will be
The
ready.
alarm goes off, and you just see her book it out into the hall.
Let's go. I'm running. I'm like, I only have 2 minutes. Go, go, go.
I would see you do it too.
Oh, I've
Christina's
done it
committed.
before. I
She'll
am-
commit to the bit.
She's done it before.
I have.
This would not be the first time.
No,
she...
never.
Notorious.
Yeah.
No,
I am-
notorious.
Notorious. I'm Be Real's #1 fan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like
Do
an
you-
official
do you have
label?
do you have a plaque that says
I
that?
should get one. I think the
should.
company knows.
I
do
bet
have
we
a
could sell a
45-day
plaque.
streak.
That could
right
be
there
your
on
official title.
Be Real.
Yes.
#1 fan.
We'll make that a graphic in the
Yes.
SUTV.
Christina.
Christina,
Be Real's
#1 Be
fan.
Real fan.
We should. We should do a story on Be Real.
There you
that
go.
Would be good.
That's
and
not
interview
bad.
people why they like it or don't like it,
Yeah.
you
and
go.
then force Cormac to get it
Oh yeah.
one day.
Heck yeah.
I should.
I won't
honestly,
get it.
honestly, Be Real
you don't
seems
have
the
it?
most.
No.
That seems like such up your vibe.
I know. I don't really like it.
Be Real seems like the only
I don't-
social media that would actually jive with how I would use it.
Yeah, I understand the concept, but
Yeah.
I like to have a lot more purpose whenever I'm taking pictures
Yeah,
instead of
Bryson-
That's
just
a good point. Rude.
Bryson's
so-
he's just too good at social media.
That's
to
Yeah.
use
true.
Be Real.
Yeah, he's like social media for professional aspects.
true.
He's a
I
total
mean, I
pro.
am.
I'm more
I,
fun. I'm like a photo dump. I'm ready.
Yeah, I mean, I am the promotions and social media director for
That's
That's true.
Thunder 91, so it
Yeah.
kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
That's true. Alrighty. Okay, so let's get Dean Jean Barine on
The queen. Woo!
Go ahead and have a seat.
Welcome.
and put on your headset. It's going to be fantastic. Now, everybody, this is the dean of the comm department.
Yes.
Oh.
Of the College of Humanities and Social
Yeah,
Be
Sciences.
more specific.
Yeah, come on.
Jeez.
Sorry,
Cormac's
that's embarrassing
ridiculous.
for me.
This guy.
This guy.
I'm always so
Welcome.
embarrassed.
Hi, I'm glad to be here.
We are so glad to have you. I always see you with like the get a donut with your dean, and it's my favorite thing in the world.
Yep, well, I have one coming up again.
Perfect. That's like my favorite day at SUU.
Oh, very good. All right, stop by again then.
Definitely.
Yeah. You guys, you can take it. Just share.
I remember your opening event here at SUU was Jelly Beans with Dean Jean Barine, and that made me really smile.
Good.
Where did that idea originate?
Well, it's the jelly beans started with last year's Sousa senator.
Gotcha.
We had done donuts with the dean in the fall, and she really thought we should do something else rhymey, maybe not donuts. And because it's Jean Boreen, we went with jelly beans.
That's so cute.
You know, my childhood nickname with one of my aunts was Jean the Green Jelly Bean, so
Oh,
it
nice.
seemed kind of
That's
appropriate. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
Heck yeah. So where are you from?
Originally,
Yeah, originally.
I'm originally from northwest Iowa, a town called Milford,
Okay.
which is about the same size as Milford, Utah.
right on.
That's cool.
Nice.
And what was the school you went to before this? Was it NAU? Or
I
you
taught
worked
there.
at?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
was.
did? Okay, cool.
I taught at NAU. I graduated from Iowa and Iowa State.
Oh, amazing.
So, yep,
You've been all over.
I have.
Wandering. Just a
Yes.
wandering dean.
Okay, so these labs, the labs here, we're here for the lab launch.
Yes, we are.
These labs have been a long time in the making. Can you talk a little bit about the evolution into what we now have as the Visual Communication Research Lab?
Yeah, I would love to. So when I first got here, I think one of the first people I met was Dr. Zhu, who said, "You've got to come see my eye tracker," which I did. And he and Dr. Barton gave me the full tour, and I got to try out the eye tracker. And found it super interesting because, you know, in another life, I was a high school English teacher and had to teach persuasion and all of those aspects to high school students. And so being able to actually see an ad and watch where my eyes went, because I always told students these are things that draw people's attention. So it was kind of nice having that reaffirmed many years after teaching. But, you know, so that was great. So in the beginning, you know, we were in essentially a small office with the eye tracker lab. And thanks to some, I think, sensible purchases along the way that we did and a grant opportunity that Dr. Zhu and Dr. Barton and I were a part of, we've really been able to do a lot more. And now it's the cool green space
Right.
that is the VR lab.
Right.
So it's been an amazing journey in less than 5 years, really. So it's fantastic.
Right on. So how do these new spaces impact the communication department and maybe even the HSS college?
Okay. I'll let Dr. Barton talk a little bit more about how it impacts comm. But I think in terms of the college, it's really been kind of a positive creative jolt for a lot of other professors who are now starting to think about how they could use the eye tracker or how they could use VR in their own work. I know we've got a professor over in psychology who's done a lot of sound work over in Escalante, and it would be really cool to do kind of a combination of those things so that we could actually see the space, hear the sounds, do some of the research connected with that at the same time. So I think it's going to create a lot more research opportunities for faculty and for students. And considering how much undergraduate research we do in HSS and how much more we could do, I think it'll be a fantastic opportunity for students.
Big beef up. You mentioned
Yeah.
that it's going to have some research opportunities both for faculty and students. What other educational, benefits do you see these new labs having for students and faculty alike?
I think, just with VR itself, the ability to see other places and kind of get focused on understanding, place and identity and through different types of VR opportunities. I'm headed over to the VR lab in a few minutes, and I get to, when I came to practice last Friday in preparation, I got to fly around arches and then actually do some looking around. And, I think it helps you think more creatively about where you are, other places to go. So I just think it inspires people to think about what's beyond here and what kind of opportunities we have and what kind of options there may be out for us to consider jobs, careers, internships,
Yeah, it's another door to open up students' eyes to the world.
Yes.
Right
That's
on,
a
right
great
on.
way of putting it.
Thank you. Well, thank you for joining us. We got to let you get going
I have
because you
to
got to
head
get
out.
out there. We've got a shirt for you.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So, everybody,
All
thanks
right.
for Dean
I will
Jean-Marie.
wear it proudly next Friday. Okay.
Right on.
All right. I
Thank
will
you.
see you all later. Thanks
Yeah,
for
for
all
sure.
your wonderful work.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Yeah, right?
That was pretty great.
For our first one, we did pretty good.
Yeah.
A little nervous, but
Yeah, true.
we did good.
I had a thought, and I was like,
Same. I'm like,
like,
Cormac,
this-
you got this.
I'm like zoned out, and then Cormac takes it. I was like, thank
Thank you.
goodness,
Hey.
King.
King.
I like interviewing.
Yeah.
True.
And now we have Matt Barton, SU's Communication Department Chair. So
Let's
welcome.
go.
Matt
Thank
Barton.
you. Very little. I was thinking I'd have some more walk-up music, like something with the guitar,
Like
but
the-
it's fine. It's
The
fine. I'm
Imperial
just
March
saying.
from Star Wars.
Maybe Back in Black. Like,
that
I know
was
it's
sick.
Red Friday, but like, I'm just saying, I'm willing to make an exception if we need it. So just letting you
I
know.
got got you. I'll mouth guitar
Yeah,
all
we'll
you
mouth
want,
it.
Matt Barton.
I'll do some drum.
That's what I'm talking about right there. So
Yeah,
good.
let's redo it. Take the headphones off and come back.
I know.
Tech, can we get that?
Yeah, get on it.
I see how it is. Be nice to the tech guy.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
Plus
he's my
always,
boss.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
he could
And your
fire all of
professor,
us.
so
And he could fail us. That's even
right.
worse.
Oh,
Or he
man.
could quit, and I'd have to deal with all of you.
That's
Yeah,
And it gets
yeah.
worse, right? So.
Yeah. Well, where I'm sure you've told us in a class, and I wasn't listening. Where are you from?
So originally, I grew up and went to high school in fabulous Beaver, Utah, which is
Oh,
just 50
nice.
miles to our north. So yeah, so that's kind of where my journey started.
Right up I-15.
Yeah, it's super fun. I think I actually even got into this business because we had a really low, like 1,000 watt, or maybe it was only 100 watt radio station,
Oh, wow.
KBBD. Can you believe that? It's like
Yeah.
a 90.1 kind of deal. So
Yeah,
anyway,
we've
so
got
this brings back good memories of that. So.
we've got history photos up in our station offices about
Yeah.
those stations, the older ones.
Yeah,
And
super
now
fun.
I've made you feel a little older, so sorry.
I prefer the term seasoned.
yeah,
Experience.
seasoned experience. That's a good way to put it.
Kind of like a fine wine,
Full
really.
of wisdom.
Or maybe some cheese. I don't know.
Yeah.
Insert your favorite things in there. So anyway,
Oh man.
So did you go to SU then? As a
I did.
student?
Yep.
Oh wow.
I did my undergraduate here, and I was actually involved in this very event, Thunder 91. So we were
That's
a lot
awesome.
of fun. Yeah, it was great. So it was a great experience for me. Professor Chalice, that some of you probably know. So
Yeah,
he was in charge. He was in charge
God.
then, and he is awesome. So he gave me a lot of responsibility, and he was like,
He's been
"Listen,
here forever."
I'm going to be gone," because he was the voice for the Thunderbirds forever, and he was like,
Yeah.
"You've got to run this place. I trust you to do it." And I was like a sophomore, and I'm like,
Wow.
"Okay." So that's what I did, and that's
That's
how
incredible.
that's kind of how
That's
my
so awesome.
journey got going into communication. So
Super
I have
exciting.
a really fun place for radio. In fact, I sometimes feel guilty for listening to Apple Music or some other thing,
So
right? Because
real.
I still listen to radio stations, right?
Yeah.
Because I just like it. I like the environment. It's fun. So
Yeah, that's exactly like me.
Old soul over here.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah, with my grandpa's jacket.
Yeah, it's cool, right? I like that. So-
Yeah. So you mentioned having worked radio. Where was that, and kind of share your experience with that?
So I worked here. I worked in Rock Station in Utah, and then I worked in Las Vegas at what the time was kind of an urban leaning top 40 format. So I was kind of doing that, and then in the middle of all that on-air stuff, the smaller the station, the more hats you wear, as your supervisor knows. So
Yep. Yep.
you have to do things. So I'm selling advertising, right? I'm writing copy. I'm doing all kinds of things that we're doing, live broadcasts. So I got a chance to do that. And then I worked in the promotions department as well. And so I had that experience. And so I've written copy and done some things. So that's fun. Like the promotions part's really neat. I started as an intern at KLUC in Las Vegas, and then the person that was doing that position, they kind of transitioned her over into sales. And so there they were, and they're like, "Okay, listen, we got to run it," right? And I was working at a small station before that, and so what they brought in a month was like our whole year at the small station. So
wow.
So they were generating six figures,
Bigger
mid
numbers.
six figures every month in ad revenue. So it was a lot to manage, and we're bringing in bands and stuff like that. We've already outed my age, so we had like Boys to Men, the
Oh,
groups
right
that were
on.
really big. So we
Nice.
bring them in, and you're like, okay, I'm the intern, so I better not screw this up. There's a lot riding on it, right? So
There's so much that
anyway.
can happen.
Yeah, right. At any moment, really. So it was very much like that. But anyway, yeah. So it was neat. So just doing that, and I've always kind of loved it and being involved, and just wanted to, kind of change some things. Met a person that I really liked who I thought she could put up with me, and so that changed.
Hey.
That kind of changed some of the things. I was like, well, maybe I should swim to the side and be a little bit more stable. Otherwise, I'd probably be doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
there's no
That's
doubt about it.
Right
So,
on.
anyway,
Right on.
Yeah.
Cool. So the labs. That's what we're here talking about.
100%.
Do you? Maybe this is a poor question to ask the chairman, but do you have a favorite one, like one you're most excited to really get your hands on?
I think all of them, right?
Okay.
If you go, I will say the one thing that's sort of funny is before we got the doorknob on where the visual lab is in the green room,
Yeah.
I actually thought we'd release some sort of radiation out of there, right? Because the glow was coming out through the hole where the doorknob is, and I was like, what did I do? Right? I know it's like that, and then I'm like, maybe there's a Hulk in there or something. I just love them all. The spaces have these really cool functionality, right? So maybe I'll just mention sort of what I see as neat stuff,
Yeah.
right? So the Visual Communication Research Lab is cutting edge. I mean, we're doing stuff right now where you cannot just look at it and play with the VR, but what can it do? How can it turn the wheels of commerce? And that's really important. And then we have the other part where you can go in and look at the eye tracker, and then you can combine those. And so you can do everything from like motion capture and build your own stuff to actually seeing how does this integrate. So if I can, instead of going shopping, I can go shoot a 360 video in your store, and you can go there virtually and shop, right? I mean, there's just a lot of potential. In the space we're in now, the University Journal is awesome. It looks like a modern newsroom. We've got TVs, we've got stuff going on. There's people doing all those kinds of things. I just think it's really cool. The space has turned out really tight. It's nice. And then next door in the Social Brand Lab, another great space where we will be able to kind of do what we want to do, and that's work with the local businesses, community clients to help them strengthen their social media presence, to help them work through some of these other, I guess, dilemmas that show up in business, right? And I think it's all great. So, so I'm real happy with all of them. They all have a very different feel and function, and I'm just thrilled to get them here. It's been a long time doing that, lots of stress, lots of worry, lots of scheming, right? Even a few arguments with people on campus, like, oh my God, how dare you, right? I'll kill you, right? So they called it a high stakes game of Risk. If you've ever played the old board game, that's how I felt. I'm like, I'm winning today, and then tomorrow I'll take over Kamchatka, right? And so that's kind of what we did. So
yeah. If you take over, then you have the land bonus.
Yeah, and you can roll more dice. So I feel really good about that.
I can
So-
keep going.
But it's been great, and I gotta give credit where credit's due. I mean, Dean Boreen has been fantastic, right? I mean,
Yeah, I love her.
she is the real deal, right? And I can say that because she's not even here, right? She's not even listening,
Exactly.
right? But I really mean that. I came up with these ideas, and she's kind of a person. If you bring problems, she'll help you solve them. But she's like, you bring ideas, she's like, oh yeah, I like that. Let's
run with
figure
them.
it out, right? So that's what we did, and having Dr. Joe here, I mean, he's fantastic, right? He's just got a big personality, and he's super passionate about that, and that kind of got us going, got a grant opportunity, and then, I think. Professor Coombs did a great job running the University Journal prior to Professor Fogg coming in. And so doing that work gave us a real nice nest egg. So that helped. So we were able to finally cobble it together. And then I said, look, we got the money, got the space. And then they said, yep, you can have it. So
Look at that. Fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm thrilled.
Getting work done.
Yep.
So I know Lee J is using the VR lab pretty, like very hands-on. He's very close with that.
Yes.
Are you going to have any of your students, any graduate students doing stuff like? Do you have plans for a specific space like Lee J does? Or
Yeah, we have project ideas. So our faculty have a bunch of things. We're active in research, and we're doing things that is, what you might say is more traditional things like, hey, go to the library and find this study, right? That kind of research. And we're also doing like real pragmatic things. So we hope to have students, the goal with these at the end is to bring in enough money from donations and working with clients that folks like you can be paid, and we can have these things open year-round to work with people, and that's the idea. So we've already done a small project with the Levitt Group, and I appreciate Tiffany Christensen for her support there. She's been a great friend to the university and to the department, and so we did a small study with setting up a practical thing. We brought in customers that work with Levitt Group, already have them as an insurance carrier, and we gave them tasks on the website. So using the eye tracker in real time, we could see where they went. So it's like, what do you do if you need to speak to your agent and it's after hours? Where do you go on the website? So we could find out how long it took him to do these tasks. And then we sat down with her and said, here's the results. And she's like, wow, that's cool. And that's pretty much kind of what you get, right? And so you can imagine doing the same thing in the branding lab where you're sitting down and going, I don't know what to do with social media. I know I need to be on it. I don't know how, right? And so we're like, well, sit down, right? And
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
can
This is what the
work
comm
through
department
that.
is for.
Yeah.
Turns out I know a guy, right? So it's kind of like that. So
Turns out I know a guy's great.
So,
All right. Well, Matt Barton, one of my favorite professors. Sorry, boss, that's listening. But
wow, I see how that is.
one of.
Sure.
Oh, good. See,
Whatever.
did you see how good his critical listening skills are? One of.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
see, it's-
It's like Anna
You should
May
see me.
decrease.
You should see a department meeting. Like I come out in a cold sweat. So anyway, he's just like, "What did you say?" So anyway,
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming
joining
on.
us, yes.
Giving us a bunch of really awesome information
Awesome.
about all these things.
hey,
Yeah, we
thank
have
you
a
so
shirt for
much.
you.
Ooh, I'm gonna wear that with
Beautiful.
pride.
You can
That
match
is-
all of us. It's
That
going to be
is super
great.
cool. I can't wait. So,
Go
hey, thank
team.
you. Thanks for your time, your energies, putting it all out here. It's fun and making the campus a place where I want to work.
Yeah, for
So,
sure. What? Thanks for campus,
Yeah.
making campus a
thank
place where
you.
we want to learn.
Exactly.
All right. Good
We
job.
actually want to come to class.
Hey,
That's true.
good. That's
I'll
good.
see you in class on Monday.
All right, I'll be there. Okay, thanks. All
Bye.
right, see ya.
Oh, go team.
A legend. Go team. What team? Thunderbirds. We need to work that on. I expected Wildcats, but I was like, I can't do it.
expecting that too. I was like, no.
I was like, maybe not. Maybe not today.
What team?
What team?
And
Wildcats?
then and I'm looking over at Christine. I'm like, don't say
T-birds.
it.
Skull-birds. That's
Don't
what
do it.
we ended off this way. That's going to become a thing. That is going to be my moment.
My
This
is the moment.
This is the place.
We do one marshmallow on air.
One marshmallow. Check it out.
Woo!
Check it out. Check it out. Check it
You
out.
ruin it. You
Nightmare.
Yeah, you trigger something in my brain, and then I mess up.
Oh, I trigger something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to elicit that kind of response from people.
Agreed.
It's usually intentional. I try to make it intentional. You know, driving people crazy.
Yeah,
It's
every day.
You know, that's why I'm the director for SUU.
True.
Is so I can just yell at people and be like, "You better do this correctly, or I will destroy you."
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna talk about some of the labs now.
No, wait.
No, wait.
Because then we weren't on there yet. Oh, we are.
We are the whole time, right? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, embarrassing for me.
Hello, everyone. Again, I'm gonna talk
Cormac's
about.
just like, we're not
Hey.
live anymore.
No, okay.
Shut that off.
No, I'm used to.
You know, I'm just gonna go in a random
lights.
order. So I'm gonna talk about Thunder 91 because
Yeah.
yay
We love
me.
our station.
The Thunder 91 is SU's student radio station with live student DJs. Hey, Bill.
Our
Another
boy.
professor in the comm department, also doing film. Awesome. We love Bill.
We love
We're
Bill.
on air. They can see
We
us.
are. Yeah. There you go. It's a little delayed, but sick.
Yeah, let's
Welcome,
get Bill.
We're gonna interview Bill. Let's
Yes.
go.
Another one of my favorite
Our
professors.
boy.
our boy.
There he is.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Hi. I haven't seen you in so long.
I know, it's been really long.
I
I saw
know.
you like a year ago sitting at a table in the cafeteria.
Exactly. That was it.
So,
Never again.
It was, but obviously you left an impression since I was very like
Right? He was like, that one. I was
Yeah.
probably doing something nuts. And he's like, it's forever ingrained.
I can never forget Christina.
Exactly. Ugh. So tell us what's new in your world. Are you working on a film? Are you working on anything special recently?
Oh, so scholastically, we're in the second year of the film program, and that's really exciting. So now my duties are really more formally split between the two programs, and I'm like the day walker of media. Professionally, I've got a television pilot that I wrote, and it's currently in competition, and I'm pretty excited
gosh.
about how it's done so far.
Heck yeah.
So, you know, you just try to see if you can get a hot hand at the right time. Like
Right.
That's
last
very
year, I wrote something I was really proud of and got a lot of exposure just as the writer's strike was
Oh, that's a
was
good
in
point.
full effect. So they're like,
Yeah.
"Thank you so much. We can't talk about this with anybody."
Yeah.
So,
Would you be able to do that project again or send that project out
I mean,
another time? Or is it like, I did my thing, I'm done?
well, I could take that project and start like reaching out to professional people, which is a totally different sort of adventure. But I'm trying to put together a portfolio of 2 or 3 really strong scripts, and then I'll start
Nice.
Go.
moving
There you
out
go.
to agents and things.
Smart. He's smart. He knows what he's doing.
I'm smart, or I'm paralyzed by fear.
That's probably more likely
It's one
because
of
I'd be the
those.
same
Probably
way.
like a good mix
Yeah.
of both.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah.
So you're here for the lab launch, yeah?
Yeah,
It's like, no, I
This
just walked
is-
in.
He's like, no,
you
this
know,
is just a fun party.
you never
I'm
know.
at."
It's Bill.
It's
That's
true.
Bill
I
walks
am
in.
sort of
Wild card.
like a campus Bigfoot. But
A rare sighting has occurred.
it's yeah, I came here to support the launch of these cool new buildings. I mean, we're in a new newsroom.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
We're right next to the social media lab, which is so cool. Down the hall, we've got the VR space. I mean, it's wild times, right? On a personal note, this is the worst experience of my life. Being around all of these,
Lots of
all
people.
these people. Yes.
Yeah.
As someone with anxiety, this is my hell.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
real.
Totally get it.
Yeah.
Are you excited to maybe get your hands on any of the labs in particular? Like, are you looking forward to getting into the branding lab or the VR lab?
I think the branding lab has a lot of potential for not only my TV students, but the film students. You know, I think making connections starts with a brand, so having a space that's so focused on implementing that is amazing, right? So I think that's the space I'm most interested in. I am really fascinated by the VR lab, but I think no one benefits with me in a full spandex bodysuit. Right? That's just
I mean,
It'd be so good though.
that's lose across the board. So I'm very excited to see how other people do, but.
that's lose across the board. It's crazy.
So funny.
Oh man. Well, thanks for coming
Yeah,
on.
thank you.
Yeah,
Total
thanks for
surprise
having me.
treat.
Yeah.
I miss having more classes with Bill. I'm so glad that I've got one with him. I snuck into a film class this year. So.
Yeah.
No, I
The
think my
evil
last one was in spring. It was personal cinema. And
Yeah, I loved
had a
having you in
class.
personal cinema, and I was really sad that I didn't get to have you another time. It's I will forever mourn that.
Yeah,
I
gone
was
too soon.
dying though because I'm in John's advanced video production class.
Oh, cool.
And we just shot a film, Finding Deadwood Coach, which is like about the first film ever made in Utah.
Yeah.
And he was telling us how he brought his script to you, and that you were kind of weirded out that it wasn't a screenplay, and I was dying laughing
Yeah,
because it's like more of like a TV script. and I
yeah. He
was
gave me
crying.
this. He gave me this 2-column broadcast
Yeah.
script, and he's like, "What do you think about this?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know what you're giving me."
Yeah.
But
It was so funny.
But it's amazing, like this project that you bring up, like over the summer, or not over the summer, but over like at the beginning of the new year, they burned a building.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, they burned a shed. Like,
Yeah.
Just at the start of the break, I believe.
yeah, they, that's a rare opportunity to just light something on fire in the name of art. That's
For the
pretty cool,
camera.
right?
It's awesome. I was
So-
I didn't go to that shoot, but for the rest of the shoot, I was the cinematographer and the editor.
Oh,
And
nice,
so
nice.
I got to see all of it, which was
Yeah,
great.
it's wild. So yeah, everybody should go check that out. What's it called again?
Finding Deadwood Coach.
Yeah,
They
Finding
will.
Coming tomorrow, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, that's
They will
awesome.
show it in the Cedars Hotel. So.
Also, my good
Be
friend
there.
Braden Bagley's in it as a very
Yes, he
handsome
is.
Yeah, he is.
Yes, he
Our
is.
legend.
Yeehaw.
Yeah. And also, we have a shirt for you, so
Yeah.
you get to match all of us.
What?
It's going to be awesome.
Team
Are
Thunder
you
91.
serious?
Yeah, so
course.
represent.
Oh man.
All yours.
When you're being the Bigfoot on campus, I want you to wear that.
I
Yeah.
feel so blessed. Thank you so
They'll
much.
be able to
guys.
spot him because it's a bright red.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's true.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'll start carrying a flag.
Fantastic.
That's how you can use the social brand lab. Is you can
Yeah.
you can
That's-
tell people
Yeah.
to tag you.
Hashtag
Yeah.
SUU Bigfoot.
Oh my gosh. We need to
Wait,
start
actually,
this.
I think SUU Squatch is maybe better.
That's
There you
even
go.
better.
Sue
That's
Squatch.
genius.
Sue Squatch is great.
Squatch. That's so good.
That's we got
Sue
there in
Squatch
3.
is
So,
great.
We got it.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much.
all right, thanks guys.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Oh, I'm gonna grab it.
Thank
Sorry.
you for not doing that directly on the mic. That was great.
Yeah, I know. I
We
try
love
my
you so
best.
much.
I try
Just for that.
my best.
We
were
thank you and
We
the
thank
viewer
the
thanks
people.
you.
trying not to deafen anyone on accident.
Thank you so
You were in
much.
the middle of talking about.
I
Thunder
was in the middle
91.
of talking. How dare they?
I know.
I'm kidding.
It's
I was
so-
talking about
my
Thunder
gosh.
91.
We
Okay,
can't turn down Bill.
that's true. Caden, what are you interrupting
back.
again?
He's just taking a photo
Okay, you're
because
right.
you're fabulous.
Okay, Thunder 91 is SUU's student-run radio station. I can read, I swear. With
She
live
can't.
student
Listen
DJs,
to the TV.
podcasting, sports coverage, and other student-produced programs.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Students learn various aspects of communication, including marketing, graphic design, social media and content creation, event planning, and more through hands-on experience running a radio station.
Yeah, a good amount of audio editing is what I learned from taking the classes at
That's
the
true.
station.
Mine is I've learned I like music, tea, and knowledge, and so I'm like,
And
I
you-
actually know what I want to do
You're
in life.
like,
That's
you
so
That's
nice.
just developed your announcer voice.
Exactly,
You can
that's
very
true.
much be like an anchor for
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, thank you.
See, the announcer voice
ready.
is what
Even
we're
if you
using.
can't read.
I can read sometimes. My little
At least,
Look at me.
What a
she
stud.
at least can say things
I can
at an
say things
audible
sometimes.
volume.
And then, but if I say things, I stutter, and then I'm like, oh man.
So funny.
So it's like I can't read, but
Yeah,
Verbally.
learning your voice was effective for SUTV, wasn't it?
it was. I learned my voice. I'm a star.
And
in the
now,
making.
and now you're
Just
an
another
anchor.
reason why the
Now I'm
comm
here
department's the
again.
best.
That is
so-
true. For all the haters out there,
For all the haters.
For all
join the comm
haters.
department because it is superior.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Best
Why would-
department. on
Best
campus.
department, and you don't really have to go to the testing center on campus.
Drew.
So that's a win for me.
Yeah. You turn in projects that you made by hand
Exactly.
that you can be proud of.
It's true.
Yeah.
Silly Billies.
We're just so cool.
We are so cool. Look
and you mostly like never leave the student center, which is also great.
Yeah, it's a
You
help.
just never have to go
Stay
anywhere
where the
else.
food is.
Exactly.
All the
Just
comm
live
students
there.
know where the food is, and that's where we're staying.
Yeah. We never leave.
Well, why
You
would
can't
we?
escape us.
Chick-fil-A is in here, so we're in here.
Exactly. And the studio, obviously.
Oh, well, yeah, all
Duh.
the cool labs and
Yeah.
studios, like the one we're in now. You know which one that is.
That was
The
going to
new
be so smooth, and then you were like, oh, I got to flip the
University
page.
Journal.
Or not.
Where is it on our
Cornet-
little list?
Oh, up there.
Cornick-
University Journal.
Cornick doesn't
the
know
SU
where it is.
Newsroom.
It's right below. Yeah, the SU Newsroom is home to the University Journal and SUUnews.net.
Speaking of the queen of the
Oh,
University
look at
Journal,
that.
we have Michelle.
It's as if we
Vaughn.
saw
What a segue.
OMG. My
She'll
favorite.
get her headset on and. Yeah. There we go.
This is so exciting. How are you?
I am great. How are you guys?
Great,
Good.
fantastic, magical.
I know. You always are.
That's so true. You are correct.
We just have
That's
an
why you're
aura
on the
coming
radio.
off of
That's true. That's true. Well, newsroom. How is it to have this instead of the other space? Like, what's the difference?
Well, at first I was not excited
Oh,
when they told
really?
us we were going to move. Well, it didn't look like it looks now.
Right,
Yeah.
right. True enough.
And I was a little bit miffed because the location was so much better over there, I thought,
Right.
But it was kind of, tucked in the corner and there wasn't like any technology or anything. And I started to say, hey, we need some screens and stuff. And that kind of got the ball rolling. And then next thing I knew, they were moving us. And I was like, wow.
Oh boy.
Here we go. But then they started to build it out and they put this, you look at it now and it's like, okay, so this is a newsroom.
Yeah, it's
it-
amazing.
It feels like a newsroom. We have, people that come in and they're on their computer and they're collaborating and the screens are showing the news.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. We're actually looking at the news and not just one echo chamber station. So,
Hey.
You don't have to like peek over a cubicle to
Exactly.
talk to anybody.
Exactly. So I'm thrilled. It's really a great place to be. I, love the students and the location is great. My office is the bomb.
Agreed.
Do you say the bomb? I see. I hesitated because I don't
that's
think
a good point.
like a sleigh. What am I supposed to say?
It is a sleigh,
Is it a
though.
sleigh?
Especially
Like-
when you're the queen, it's a sleigh.
It's drippy. I don't know. What is it?
It's drippy.
It's
I
dripping
don't know.
in finesse.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
where
cat.
my-
It just
But
looks
whatever.
different.
I just don't
Let's
know.
use all the slang terms we can.
Michelle in her office be like, I am her.
I am her.
I am her.
I am mother.
That's true. I say that all the time.
All
I am her.
Yeah, I still remember that day in class. We were here, and we were in the news writing practicum. So I was learning how to write news with the new lab. It's already paying off. And you were
Yes.
talking about how your son kept saying that he's him.
Yeah.
And
He
Bryson
says,
and
oh, I
I,
am him.
I am him. But it's so relatable.
Yeah.
Bryson and I couldn't hold it in. We were like during class.
Oh, that class was something else.
So fun. I loved that class.
I miss
Well,
it.
so my very first class that I taught here, I had, I don't know, I don't think Christina was in it, but
No.
you two were in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
this
you-
was Media and Society.
Yes. And
Oh,
so the four of you sat together,
The
you and
podcasters.
James and
Oh, God.
Aiden.
The whole. They're so loud.
And it was like, okay, people interact. I like this.
Too
and
much,
then
too much.
it was like, okay, people do a lot of interacting. But it was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
Got to know you guys. And, no other class has been like that. You
Oh,
guys just really have a good vibe.
Yeah, we're good at
Look
at
at me throwing
yapping.
out the terms. But
Yeah. See? Oh my gosh. You're just full of
I'm
all
just,
Are you
You're
sure you're not a student at here? and
Yeah.
You're actually teaching
I'm
us?
not quite sure.
I think that's what's kind of really nice about this new, news lab as well. Is it just feels so much more lively, and so
That's
it kind of makes
Yeah.
people want to do news a lot more
Yeah.
than if it was kind of just like a sit in a classroom. Like,
For sure.
this doesn't really feel like news.
Yeah.
And I never even went into the other
Yeah, the
building.
older
the
room.
older room.
Yeah.
And I mean, I wrote for you a little bit, but
Yeah.
I mean, I never went in there. So this one, I'm like, oh, this is so nice.
Yeah.
It's so
And
cute.
it's really
I have a
nice be-
shirt.
It was
because
a limbo just in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and this is off the beaten path. So I'll admit, the people who walk the track are our best audience.
That's true.
And so I
They
put
do it quite
Fox
often.
News on the end for them because they always stop to watch. But
They're like, no one else is in
Yeah,
there.
they're
We're all
right
staring
there.
at them. Yeah.
That's
yeah,
good. Hey,
so we
see?
have the captions on so they can read it. But
So thoughtful.
I think the news is so discouraging right now. That no one really wants to dig into it. No one really wants to know what's going on. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a rough time too, especially as we're heading into this election. That's
Oh,
going
boy.
to
It's gonna be crazy.
Here
be
we
deja
go.
vu.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just
They'll
it's
have
kind
so
of
much
overtime.
material to work
That's
with.
right. That's right.
Lots of
The
lots
articles
of
will just
words.
keep coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the space is really good because it feels collaborative, and like you said, people like to be here. It's lively, you know. That's how a newsroom is, you know, because you're at the center of things. You know what's going on, and there's some value to that. I think especially for students to know, you know, outside of the world around them, because right now it doesn't seem like it matters, but there's a lot going on that's going to affect
Yeah.
your age group and
This,
you know
this
it's
campus.
yeah, the campus.
Yeah.
There's a lot coming down, so it makes it really important that students delve in and look for good sources, and
Yeah.
you know, look at all sources. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was something I remember from taking the writing practicum here in this space last semester as well. Got me out of my basement apartment. I was really
Quite
effective.
literally.
Yeah, it like makes you go out and look for things and
Yeah.
look for stories, and that's also kind of the same with the SUTV thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like when we have to film stuff,
Yeah.
you have to actually go out
gotta go
and
be there.
find the story.
Get the footage.
yeah.
Like, oh, I can't just film my apartment.
You're
Yeah,
like,
right.
The new episodes. of
what's new in
Stranger
my
Things?
room?
I know. Sometimes I have to say, okay, who's going to do this story? Or I say, hey, we should be covering this, and they'll be like, I'm like,
no.
that's what journalists do: is you
Yeah.
cover stuff you don't necessarily want to cover.
Right. But
So-
you gotta love the job,
Yeah,
and that's who we've got here.
yeah. I love the job.
I love the job.
I actually do. I just hate that one space that you can hear everything I'm doing.
It's so
Oh.
creepy. When I
cut
talked
in the
smack
wall.
the
Yeah.
last few times, and then you
Or the
just
first time, like
some-
you come out, I can hear all of it.
I
what
know.
you're
That was so
saying.
bad.
You're like,
Sometimes I enjoy
too
it.
late.
I sit
Right.
back and I'm like, what are they
Yeah.
saying?
What's the
you
tea?
know?
It gets the
Yeah.
tea.
That's true.
And then sometimes I put my headphones on because I don't want to hear the tea.
Oh, so the tea's always good, though, no
so
matter
much.
what it is.
Sometimes I'm like,
I hear nothing.
I could just.
right.
That's enough.
And there's a lot of terms I just don't understand.
That's probably true. Yeah.
I mean, I'm still saying slay, so that tells
Slay's
you.
still good though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's up there.
At
It's
least for
popular.
Christina too.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's popping.
it is
All right,
popping.
It's popping,
That's a new one.
drippy.
Drippy.
Say
Drippy. I don't know that one as
I'm
well.
going to try that one until it catches on.
Do you get more slang from your kids or from the students?
Well, my kids, if I do say slang, they just say, "Mom, never
They're like,
say that again."
Yeah.
They just
Okay.
look at me like, "How dare you?"
So it's all from here.
Yeah. So I try and be cool on both sides, but
Well,
it's,
yeah.
it's not
It's
working
hard
out
with
yet.
the kids
but
though.
I
But here,
say-
I feel like we accept you. You're one of us.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it. But it's good to have good students that are fun and interested in their future, and I feel like that with all three of you. You know, you've all impressed me along the road and along the way in the classes, so I'm really proud of you. And
Oh,
you all
thanks.
each have a bright future and a lot ahead, you know. So
Wholesome.
Thank you. Can I use you as a recommendation?
absolutely.
person?
Anytime.
it.
Thank
Glad to
you.
do it.
I'll do
Perfect.
you, Ryan. I'll do him too. He doesn't
you
know
go.
it yet, but I'll beg him. I'll say, please, give me a job.
Anytime. Anytime.
Oh man. Are you interested in any of the other spaces, or have you just been so busy working in the new space that you haven't really been able to talk about the other ones?
Well, you know, the VR lab is really cool, right?
Right.
But if you're not like hooked in, it's just a big green room. But you know,
It's true.
but it is cool. It's really cool. And this social branding lab, we have our meetings in there. And
Oh, okay.
the thing about that space is it's just open, and I think students can be creative. And when we have people come in to be the clients, it looks legit. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's not a classroom. It's,
It's not
like
the closet in the back
yeah,
corner.
it's like this is like
Come
nice.
take
like,
one of these 30
exactly.
chairs.
So I think it's a really good space that kind of models what you might hope to find out there, you know, and when it looks and feels professional, then you kind of radiate that, you know, you become that. So I think these spaces are really great, and I think that, you know, it demonstrates that, you know, the department, the communication department cares, and the college cares about your experience, you know, that you're having these experiences outside of the classroom where you're hands-on, you're learning, you're putting things to work that will go on your resume, and they will, you know, help you propel once you get out there, because, you know, sometimes students leave school and they have nothing to put on a resume,
Yeah.
you know, so these are great spaces to help you do that, do
Yeah.
some research and deal with clients and write stories and cover events, and so
Yeah, I can tell you that much about how much the professors in the college care, because my older brother, he went to the U, and when I tell him how, you know, how much I know my professors, he's like, oh, no way at the U. They're teaching classes of 300 across campuses, so they can't really stop to get to know anybody.
yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
So-
That's rough.
We love this school.
Yeah,
We
this
do.
is a really great place
SUU.
to be.
Go
Go
Birds.
T-Birds. Caw-caw.
Okay, all right. We got to let you go, don't
Yes.
we?
Okay.
But you get a matching shirt.
I
Woo!
get a
so
shirt.
cute.
Join the team.
I
So
love
glad you
it.
won.
We love it.
It's red, my favorite color. And I know Ryan did this logo, and it's legit.
It's,
right?
It slays.
Slay.
Slay the house down.
Drippy shirt.
All right. Thanks
for
so much,
joining us.
guys.
Have a fun time.
Have a fun time.
Enjoying all the spaces.
Always.
Oh, man.
My legend. She is my queen.
Michelle's the best.
Do you want to know a fun fact?
Well, yes, always.
So while she's hopefully not listening, I have a picture of her on my wall. And it's her
course you
really
do.
angry,
That's
and it just
awesome.
says "Our Leader" underneath.
Our
And I see
leader?
it every single day. My bestie Kale.
That's crazy.
Hey.
it's kale time.
Yes, we have
Let's
Kale
go.
Nelson.
Welcome,
Why did I
welcome.
have an accent on there? Weird.
Kale
Welcome.
Nelson.
He is the University Journal editor-in-chief.
Yep, that's
Exciting.
me.
That's you.
How exciting.
How exciting. Well, what grade are you in?
I am a sophomore right now.
Really?
Crazy.
Wow.
So how'd you get this position?
Ooh,
Being
I
cool.
came in.
Sheer luck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
thanked
part
them.
of it for sure. I came in and I took basically every article we were writing that the editors weren't doing. So
There you go.
Dang.
There you go.
I filled the job of at least 2 reporters when I walked through the door.
Jumping on those opportunities is what he was doing.
That's awesome.
Awesome. What does being editor in chief entail for you, especially as a student employee?
Ooh, all sorts of things. My job is to be available for everyone at all times. So I have my phone ready. Anytime a reporter or an editor is like, "Oh, we're trying to get this thing figured out," it is my job to make sure that it goes smoothly. But
That's crazy.
I also, in more specific duties, I'm in charge of making sure the magazine goes out. I edit all those articles and make sure that they're ready to be permanently printed because
That's a good point.
you
yeah.
can't have any mistakes on
Yeah.
permanent print.
Very true.
True.
You
So-
don't really want to print a retraction, so.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you're ordering that many copies of
Yeah.
a magazine. Yeah.
Definitely.
And then I lead the meetings and everything as well in the newsroom. Yeah.
Fun. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Bet you have a jam-packed schedule of like classes and doing this and
I definitely do. You could ask anyone in the newsroom. I am in the office so often.
you just live here.
Yeah,
You have a
sometimes I'm
bed
here
that
till
pulls
10
out.
o'clock. Yeah.
Exactly.
Respect on that
He
one.
has a blanket and pillow ready. He can just take
Yeah.
a nap whenever he needs.
Michelle got a little chair for her back room for if we ever need to take a nap in here. And
Oh, we love her.
I'm just sleeping in there every night. No one knows.
No one knows. It's
Yeah.
our secret. Yeah.
That's why we're
I'm
telling
saving on
everybody.
rent.
Yeah, exactly.
Saving on rent is crazy. So, are you? So, what do you? I guess what do you want to be doing? Do you want to be an editor in chief situation, or is this just kind of more of a stepping stone?
Not necessarily an editor in chief. I would love to go into sports communication,
Gotcha.
specifically sports information, which does require a lot of writing. And this is a great place for me to develop those writing skills and write for sports. So eventually, I hope to end up writing specifically for an athletic department or a professional team somewhere.
Gotcha.
That's awesome.
And so, having the experience here, are you just finding it kind of invaluable? The fact that you can have this kind of hands-on experience, and could you kind of maybe share a little bit on that?
Oh, it's amazing. I love it here, and I get the chance to write articles as well as I'm getting management experience, which is great because you don't get very many opportunities to have a management position on campus. So it's really nice. And on top of that, I get to have school spirit and be involved with all this stuff while I'm doing my job and getting paid for it. I love it.
That's awesome.
Right on.
And then you're also in the sports broadcasting class as I am.
Yep.
So what made you want to take that class?
Whew. The fact that it's required for the major.
That's a good point.
Certainly helpful.
Yeah,
Also, Ryan is teaching it, so
Yeah, so
that helps a
therefore-
little bit as well.
we love
I-
that. Yeah.
I
those who
would take
don't
any
know,
class if
Ryan's
Ryan
is
was
behind
teaching.
the
That's true.
scenes. Yeah.
I'm like, sign me up.
For
Yeah,
those who
he's the
don't-
man.
Yeah.
man.
For those who don't know, Ryan is behind the scenes running all of this technology
Yes.
stuff, being a pro.
Being a pro.
Being
Being
a
my
pro.
bestie. Always.
Being my
On and off screen. On and off air, I should say, because it's radio vibes.
True.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Do you have a particular? I mean, I know a lot of people will tell you for media purposes you shouldn't have a particular place you want to work. You got to stay open for. If you stay in one place, you're going to lose a lot of opportunities. But do you have a place that you'd really like? The end goal. I would love to work here.
That's a great question. I would love to work anywhere, but if
Amen,
I got to pick my dream place,
Yeah.
I would love to go be in sports information for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Wow.
It's my dream team. I love them so much, and they're what really got me into football. So
Right
that
on.
would be ideal.
There you go. A touching story.
Yeah.
Go sports.
Yay, sports.
Go Sports is crazy. So, football, your favorite? You want to do football?
Yes, absolutely. I love football. I have never played football, so I wouldn't say that I'm
Really?
necessarily an expert over other people.
Sure.
But it's still the one that I find the most fun to watch.
Gotcha.
I did run cross country and track in high school, so if I am an expert on anything as far as sports, those would be the ones.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And have you got your hands on doing anything for like other sports? Are you trying to develop those skills, or are you really trying to focus on football to really?
I'm doing my best to learn as much as I can in everything because in this crazy world of sports communication, you have to be able to do everything because if they offer you a job in basketball somewhere and you don't know how to do basketball, you only know football, you can't use that as a stepping stone anymore.
Right.
And you just did a color analyzing for a basketball game?
I did. It was tough because I do not know basketball very well.
That's going to be me tonight in an hour or so.
Hey, you'll figure it out.
Hey, if you can do it, I can do it. We're the same vibe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm a football girl, not a basketball girl.
You just get on there and you say, listen, Aiden knows what he's talking about.
Exactly.
So I'll let him
Yeah.
do the smart person talking and I will just fill the other.
Exactly. I'm
time.
here for the entertainment.
Shout out Aiden. He's really good
He's
at
really
it.
amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blows my mind.
He does the morning show with Christina and myself at the radio station. I don't know if you knew that, but yeah, he's so funny. I
He's
love
funny.
that guy.
Yes, he scares me, but he's funny. He's like
The
him
mind
and
of
Aiden
that
are like
man.
brother vibes, and so it's terrifying every day.
Christina has to
Like,
mom us a little bit.
That's true. I'm like, come back down to earth, please.
It's too early in the morning for this.
Amen. I'm like, I need my coffee.
Direct quotes.
Yeah.
Direct quotes. You just quoted her directly. It's
did?
too early in the morning for this. So funny. Well, just any final thoughts you want to give out about working here and being the editor in chief, or shout outs you want to say where the next journal's coming from, that kind of thing?
Ooh, sure, yeah. SU News is amazing. I love it here, and I would love to see as many people as possible that are interested stop by, say hi. If you have any stories that would be cool for us to cover, let us know. We love covering things that people suggest to us. Gives us an opportunity to help everybody else out as well. And a little sneak peek at the next UJ.
Ooh, the tea.
The theme is going to be road trip.
Oh,
Hey.
that'll be sick. That'll be awesome.
On the road.
It'll be a good one.
On the road.
Thank you
Well,
for
yes,
joining
thank
us.
you.
We have a shirt for you.
Yes, you get to
Awesome.
match us. So cute. So
Yes,
fun.
I love it.
91. So pass them down.
Thank
And
you.
then, yeah, thanks for
Thank you.
joining us. And then good luck on all your endeavors.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Kale, what a
Kale,
good
my
dude.
man.
He's out here getting work done.
Done. He gets it done.
Yeah.
My first
Especially
memory
as
of
a
Kale.
sophomore. He is
That's
him.
true. He-
Michelle
honestly,
would
yeah.
define him as
Lily.
Lily time.
Hey, girl. I've known Lily
Yay.
since I was a freshman. She was.
And I've known Christina since I was a freshman.
Yeah,
'cause that's how that works.
That's how that works.
That's how math maths.
Yeah. Oh, we are mathing today.
We
aren't
are.
we? The
What a day it
of the. What are we calling it? The lab launch. Yeah.
Lab
Sure.
launch.
Yeah.
It's lab
Alliteration.
launch day.
We gotta
Maybe
love
labbing.
it.
We
So
be
good. So
labbing
fun.
is great.
So you're the outdoors editor for SU News
I
and also
am.
the Journal? Or
Yes.
like, okay.
Yeah. So we kind of go by SUU News informally. Also the newsroom now. UJ is more the magazine specifically now is kind of
Gotcha.
what we're going with. But
Sweet.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
So what are you most looking forward to being in this new location and new lab?
It's been really cool so far. I like having my own desk that isn't like, well, I love that. I had my own desk at the old space, but in the old space, we had no windows and we were right next to the room with all the,
little
we were near you
conference.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
The conference room, but also there were constantly ping pong balls being
Yep.
thrown at our window.
100%.
So really glad to be rid of that forever.
I bet. Oh, my
yeah.
gosh. Now you see a ping pong ball and you're traumatized.
Yeah, no, oh my gosh, horrible.
Yeah.
It was, and especially like in there at like 8 p.m., like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? And then you hear that,
Yeah, you're like,
it
hello.
totally changes everything.
Oh, I bet. Oh, my gosh.
Not having to deal with that. Anyway.
So what would you say is the biggest difference you've experienced with the new layout compared? Like, is it
Yeah.
actually noticeable or?
Totally. So in the old space, we had desks for the editors. So I started in the spring of 2022, I think. And I was just a reporter at that point. I never went into the office except for our meetings because there was nowhere for me to do my work. There weren't enough chairs. It was just for the editors. And then when I became editor, it was great. I had a desk, but we couldn't really communicate with the reporters. The great thing about like where I am, I'm like right next to the windows. We really are in like a little fishbowl,
Yeah.
but it's okay. You guys get that in the radio station.
Yeah,
for
the on-air
sure.
studios.
Oh
very
my gosh.
Similar.
Yeah, but it's been great like being able to just turn my chair around and being like, oh yeah, I can help you with that, instead of like having to respond to an email and be like, oh no, it's been 2 hours. They don't need help anymore. Or they're not available. So it's great. It promotes collaboration a lot more.
So the collaboration is really the biggest effect
Absolutely.
of having the new space.
Yeah.
That's
Plus
exciting.
it's cool in here.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
All the new high tech.
I also learned that due to like a time conflict, this wall that's behind us right here, and I know we're on live stream, but so they can see us, hopefully. But we were originally gonna have that like wallpapered with like newspaper, like as a big mural sort of thing. I think eventually that's the plan.
Right.
Really wish it would have happened while I was here because it sounds really cool.
But now that's a reason to come back.
Oh yeah.
Come
Right.
Visit,
Come
Visit
back?
as an alumni.
Just visit.
Just visit.
You're like, I don't want to work
Say,
here.
hey.
He's like, I'm done. I'm
No,
ready.
I'm
I'm
going
outta
back to
here.
Vegas after this.
Heck yeah,
Gotta
that's
do
awesome.
it,
Do you have
yeah.
any plans, or is it
I mean,
Just
not
out there.
particularly. I'd like to have a job.
same? Amen, sister.
Don't care what it is.
Any
I
job is
just
the
need
plan.
a little
I
bit
just
of
want to be happy
cash.
and I want to make money.
Totally,
That's-
yes.
yeah.
And what more do you need?
Exactly.
Well, he
Agreed.
definitely wants to take the tech director of being in SUTV to the real world.
No, I do not.
You're so good.
No, I'm not. It's not fun. It is so hard doing that, guys.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
There's just too many things to do.
Do you want to trade? Do you want to be an anchor?
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't want to be an anchor, but I don't want to do what I'm doing.
Your voice is so good for anchoring, though.
Thank you. Thank you
I
very
say
much.
just do it. Next semester,
You know what? We'll
yeah,
think
we'll
about
kick
it.
someone else out.
I definitely can't do it twice, which that's the saving grace of that position.
That's
but-
a good point.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What's been your favorite part about becoming editor, especially for outdoors? Is that what you wanted first, or?
So when I got recruited to be a reporter by Hayden, shout out Hayden.
Shout out.
Everybody's
Love him.
been recruited
Yes.
by Hayden at some point
It's
for
true.
something, you know?
It's true.
But he recruited me because in the lab class, I only wanted to write outdoor stories, and I didn't realize that I might be the only one. And now that I'm editor, I see that that's the truth.
Yeah.
Nobody
Oh,
ever
wow.
wants to take outdoor stories from me.
Shoot.
It's not my fault. They're fun to write, you know? But it's so much fun. I get paid to go hiking. I get paid to write about those hikes. My roommate Chloe, who now works here, is one of our best photographers ever. She goes with me on those hikes, and we get paid to go hang out and write about
That's
like
awesome.
the outdoors. It's
Yeah.
so much fun.
Yeah, and you also have a podcast, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
for
nice. Is it
sure.
about outdoors too?
No, it's
Or
not at
something
all.
completely
Totally different. We started Baby Teeth. This was kind of dreamt up actually in Ryan's class
Yeah.
on the podcast assignment that we did. I had all my roommates come into the podcast studio and do it, and we were talking about growing up and nostalgia and that sort of stuff. And we were like, we should do this forever. And then it never panned out because they started graduating, and then it was just me and Chloe. And I presented it to Kale, EIC, who's just on, shout out Kale, who was like, this sounds awesome. A podcast by seniors for freshmen about surviving college is kind of what we do.
That's awesome. I love that.
It's a good time.
Check
we do
it
a
out.
lot of fun stuff.
What day do you come out? Like, what day
Every
is yours?
Friday at 9 a.m. So we have a new one out today. We did Jeopardy, roommate
Oh,
Jeopardy,
that's awesome.
with former radio station employees Audrey and Sarah.
Nice.
Gravy and Ginger.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their radio names.
Those who don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
So exciting. So exciting.
Totally.
So, have you been trying to recruit more outdoor reporters? Like, has that been a goal, or have you just
Yeah.
been too busy in the new space?
It's been a goal, definitely. So I asked Michelle if I could step up into some new responsibilities with the new year coming into here, especially with recruitment. That's something that I think I'd be really good at. I think I'd be a really kickin' HR lady one day, but we'll see about that. I like hiring people. I think it's fun.
There you
Not
go.
that I'm officially hiring anybody, but
You just want to break their hearts.
I know.
process.
Yeah, I help. I send the emails. I say, hey, here are Michelle's office hours.
You sucked. I'm sorry
No.
you gotta get out.
That's the worst part about it.
Yeah.
But with what's it called? What was the question?
Well, you're
I
trying
lost
to
my train of
recruit.
thought. Oh yeah. So as far as outdoors reporters, last semester we were absolutely blessed with a guy who just walked in one day, was like, I want to write about the outdoors, and he was awesome. His name was Jacob. I don't know if any of you met him.
I don't think
But
so.
he wrote 90% of the outdoor stories
right
last
on.
semester.
Nice.
I didn't have to do much of anything, which was awesome, except edit them. And he didn't need a lot of editing. So we're definitely looking for people. We have a new guy who's interested in writing about outdoors, so that's fun.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's cool.
That seems wild. Being here at SUU, the outdoors are so close.
Oh, yeah. And we're the University of the Parks.
That's
I
literally
think,
that's what I was
right.
getting at.
Yeah.
Exactly. you
Should
know?
be like the biggest section.
No, totally. and there's a big portion of it that is just accessibility. I think the SUU Outdoors, they have come leaps and bounds since we've been here. Before us, I don't think people realize, I did an article about it in 2 UJs ago about the LEAP program, which is local events, activities, and programming. They do free events. And before that, almost everything at SUU Outdoors, not everything, but most things were behind some sort of paywall.
Right.
Where it's like, oh, you can go, this awesome opportunity, go rafting down the Grand Canyon, but it's $100 plus you have to pay for this and this and this, you know?
Right.
So it's become a lot easier for sure. But yeah.
Cool. Look at that. Single-handedly boosting outdoors recruitment and whatnot here at SUU.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Lily,
Not
the
at
pro.
all.
So real.
Thanks, guys.
Well, we've got a shirt for you.
Yes.
Thank
you can
you.
match us and
I'm
match everyone
so
else who's
jazzed
gone this
about it.
today.
Part
No,
of-
I cannot wait. You know what?
We're just gonna have our red Thunder 91
Yeah.
army.
Red wave.
Oh, yeah.
We
When
all
we-
need to send out a DM and all wear it the same day.
Totally.
Be on Red Friday.
When we go tabling, we ran out of your stickers the first
Oh, yeah?
because we had a bunch of yours. Nobody wants to take ours if we have yours on the table.
Oh,
so
no.
So we're
We're
big
just
Thunder
that
91
awesome.
We are
supporters.
that awesome.
Also, this is the coolest logo in the
Right?
world.
Ryan made it.
Ryan,
It's amazing.
legend.
Great
So
job,
cool.
Ryan.
The best he knows.
Thank you guys so much for having
Yeah.
me.
Thank you.
Much
Thanks for coming on.
appreciated.
Thanks for
And
sharing experience.
so much. Okay.
Good luck with your stuff. Oh, man.
Being so fun.
So fun.
Yes.
I am one of those people who couldn't write for outdoors because I'm a fool.
You're a buffoon.
I know. I
Yeah.
came up with one. I was just like, we haven't had any snow. Let's write about why.
Let's write about why. Well, guess what? New guest.
Guess woo.
Welcome.
Melissa.
Melissa Funk. That's an awesome last name. I love it.
Much.
There we have it. You lead the Speech and Presentation Center.
That is what I do.
Right on,
That's
right
awesome.
on. Could
So
you,
what? Oh,
yeah.
you go.
Could you tell us about that? Like, what does that really entail?
Yes, you know, we're like the writing center and the tutoring center, but we're for speeches and presentations in class. So if you're an assignment to give a presentation, you can come and practice with us. We can help you brainstorm if you have to come up with an idea. Like we have a lot of students from the Com 1010 class come, that's the public speaking. And they can talk on anything they want.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's hard to decide. So
Very
that's
true.
what I say. We can brainstorm, you know, what's a good one. And then, you know, just finding something that you like, something that you know about, that you want to tell people about. We can help get an outline. A lot of times we have a lot of ideas in here. We know what we want to say, but it doesn't make sense. It's not in order.
Yeah.
So we can help do that. We have a good outline. Also, the slides. If students have to, often they have to give a visual aid. Often it's slides. And, you know, we just have so much information we want to put on there, but we cram everything onto one slide.
Yeah.
Or maybe two. So
Literally.
so we help them get that streamlined down so it's easy for their audience. Just one idea per slide. Make it simple. Make it user friendly. So those are the things that we do. And then often students come in just to practice. You know, the clicker's not hard, but if you haven't practiced with the clicker and all of a sudden they put
Yeah.
that in your hand, it's one more thing. So
You're like, oh.
The panic.
What do I do?
Immediately.
right.
Which one's up and down?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I hit the laser. I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
So what made you go into that position?
Yeah.
Thank you. A couple of years ago, they needed a new director, and you know what? They asked if I'd do it, and I'm like, gosh, I don't, I had used it before. I had used it for their services, but I had never worked in there, and I thought, well, okay, I'll do it. So it took a lot of learning, a lot of
I
reading,
bet.
a lot of figuring it out for me. But it was student run, and they really knew how to make it happen, and so that was really helpful for me. And I'm in my 4th year now.
Oh,
doing
wow.
it.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah, so it's a fun thing to learn all about.
Yeah, I
And
bet.
what were you doing prior?
Prior, I had been teaching the Com 1010 class.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I hadn't been teaching it very long, but I had been teaching that. So yeah.
Awesome. What's your favorite thing to do? Like somebody comes in, you're hoping they're asking for what?
Like going over slides. Because that's the one thing where I can see it and I can say, okay, you need to do this, this, this. It's just an easy thing for me to see, change this around. Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's my favorite thing.
You're just loving the visual
Yes.
construction of it.
Yeah,
That's
and then
fun.
and I love the visual instruction and the simplification, and I love to see the students go, oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
The eureka moment.
Right, yeah, yeah.
So they bring so many different like ideas and concepts with their presentations to you. Is there like, do you hate that, or like, do you not know certain things that you're like, wow, I never knew that before?
Well,
type-
see, that's the interesting thing. We have students come from all over campus, and we don't know their content. I have to remind my students who work there, you're not responsible for whether they're accurate or not.
Okay.
We don't know that. So we get lots of, 5 minutes of history, 5 minutes of kinesiology, 5 minutes of psychology. So it's interesting that way.
Yeah.
The one thing that's hard for me, though, is if they come in and they need an outline, sometimes it's hard for me. I have to start to understand what they're talking about so that I know how to help them get them into an outline.
How to lead that information.
Right. So I generally say, tell me, what are your 3 main topics, or however many main topics you
Right.
have. And then from there, we can start to say which one needs to go first, which one needs to go second. Yeah. Transition from one to the next. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Oh man. So with the speech and presentation center, where is that? I
Thanks.
think a lot of people might not know where it's
That's
at.
a good point.
Yes, thanks for asking. We're in the same building as the Writing Center in the Braithwaite, up by the clock tower. So we're just upstairs from the Writing Center. So I tell students, people, anyone.
Right. Those in need.
Those who want. I say, go to the clock tower. You're going to go up the stairs where there's the 2 old buildings up there, up the stairs and to the right. We're on the right one. Go in the door. Go up the stars and to the right. So it's pretty easy to find.
Yeah,
There
that's
you have it.
awesome.
Like, remember, it's 2 rights.
That's right.
Keep
Up
going,
the
keep
stairs
going.
and to the
Keep
right.
going.
Yeah, repeat.
Have you ever had faculty come in who need help?
On occasion, not very often, but on occasion, someone will say, gee, I was wanting to have a presentation this way, and let's brainstorm, they use me as a sounding board sometimes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Just idea bouncing and that,
right,
that kind of thing.
Right. But anyone on campus is
Right.
welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
So-
very wonderful service.
Very
Thank
true.
you.
I mean-
I believe in it. But here's the challenge, is getting other people to believe in it.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Getting them, so I appreciate doing this because getting them to know that we are on campus and then that they need us.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many times students come in and say, oh, that was more helpful than I thought.
You're like, really?
I think people just think that like presentations are like, oh, it's gonna be so easy.
That's
No.
bingo.
And then-
oh, I don't need your help. I can do it. I'm good.
And then their first presentation, they're like, that was crap.
Or when
crash and burn.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
I watch them, a lot of times it's like, they do a great job. People do a great job, but I'm like, well, this could have been better, and you could have done this,
Yeah.
and that would have been better. That's one thing that makes us nervous. We get anxiety. Jerry Seinfeld said people would rather be dead than giving a public speak of some kind. And I'm out to debunk that. I don't think that has to be true. But now I forgot where I was going with that. People think that that's easy and they don't need any practice, and actually, you do so much better when you do.
Very true. So do you have any one piece of advice to give to someone who is
Yeah.
going to be presenting or giving a speech anytime?
Yeah, I do. Spend time with it. Know your stuff. Okay, I used to be a music major, and I had to practice and practice and practice and practice. I got so tired of that word. Now, I don't ever practice my music, but I spend a lot of time with my music.
There you
That's
go.
true.
So
That's
it's a
awesome.
psychological thing. Yeah.
Clever.
The more you know what you're talking, the less your anxiety will be. That's my departing words.
There you have it.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thanks
this
for
was great
coming on.
talking to you.
We've got a
Thanks a
shirt
lot.
Yes,
for you.
we do.
Oh,
you
thank
get to
you
match
so
all of
much.
us. It's going to be
Oh,
awesome.
I'm so privileged. Thank you so much. Thanks. That's really fun.
Right,
Joining
thank
the
you.
team. Awesome. Thank you. Oh man.
We get to see the president soon.
Yeah, I know.
Dun, dun, dun.
Mama
My
Mindy.
legend. Mama Mindy. This is what we ask her. Will you come to the morning group?
Yeah.
There you go.
She's here.
Yeah, okay.
As
Awesome.
Princess Diaries would say, the queen is coming.
Did you know my mom attended college with Mindy Benson?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That makes sense, though, but
Yeah.
that's crazy.
They also
you
attended
have
with
to-
Sharwan Smith.
Now you have to ask.
Do you remember my
If
mother?
you remember.
Oh,
and then
she
she's like,
definitely
no.
does.
The queen. Woo.
Mama
Should we stand?
Mindy.
Mama Mindy.
Yeah.
We can do this.
I'll just ask her stories about my mom, and that I'm sure has got loads of laughs. Oh,
My email. Sent you an email. About Cheryl and Steve. They're both a yes. I just need dates.
exciting!
Legend.
Look at that. Well,
Hello.
President Mindy.
President
Oh, are we on
Mindy.
air?
This is so exciting.
Making stuff up over
Hey.
here. How are you all?
So great. How are you?
Way to be in red.
Oh,
Yeah,
of
oh,
course.
yeah.
It's Red Friday.
Team
It is-
Thunder
I know,
91.
I
We gotta
love
be
it.
there.
Team T-Bird, Team Thunder 91. It's
We've
my
been
favorite.
developing our Thunder 91 army.
We have.
Giving them all the shirts.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're going to have an army of red. That's good. That's going to be perfect.
What's up, team?
I have a question. Will you be
Ooh.
on the morning brew one day? It's early mornings, though.
I hate early mornings,
I
but
know,
for you,
so
I will do
Yes,
anything.
'cause that's my one goal in life, to have you on the morning brew. So.
I could be entertaining on the morning brew.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. At
It's
least
really-
for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Midnight Mindy is a lot more fun, and she's
We will
never
change
out
the
at
show
6
just
a.m.
for you.
She's never out early.
Midnight Mindy's
Yeah.
a menace, I bet.
Yeah, she's a lot more fun, but she's kind of had to go back into the closet.
Right now you have to be responsible.
Yeah,
She's running around Old Maine.
Yes.
That's
she haunts Old
yeah,
Maine.
she haunts Old Maine. It's not
She can't
Virginia.
have
No,
any.
no, no. It's
She
Mindy.
can't have fun anymore, so she haunts Old
Yeah,
Maine.
exactly. That's
Oh,
awesome.
man. So, can you tell us a little bit about? You're a student from SUU, right?
I am.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
And I'm a comm graduate from SUU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Represent.
That's the best.
I came to SUU and majored in biology pre-med, and then I got into SU USA as a student into student government and started running events and went, oh, this is way more fun than biology classes.
Right.
Amen.
And I had a lot more fun being involved than studying, but I was too close to my major, so I just finished it up in actually zoology and got my comm minor. Art Chalice was my teacher,
Oh
Clearback.
my gosh, I want to
Yeah.
know how old this man is.
Art was there back in the day.
He tells me stories, and I'm
I
like,
know.
what? That's
He
crazy.
has stories, but I came to his
Love it.
class. And then I got my master's degree in communications from SUU. So
Perfect.
So you're probably the perfect example to tell everybody why communications is the best department.
well, obviously, because
She's not even denying it.
look at what you can do
Yeah.
with it.
Exactly.
Honestly, we're here having fun.
You're
doing
here
our
having
thing.
fun. Our alumni are out all over the world killing it.
Yeah.
And I became a president with a communications degree.
Look
so-
at that.
Yeah.
Look
Right?
at that.
There's leadership, it's communication, there's emotional intelligence involved. I teach an event planning class in the comm department. It's my favorite thing that I do.
Really? So when is that taught? Is it in the fall only or spring only?
I teach a fall and a spring class, but the fall class is lecture, the spring class is the internship for it. But I told them I didn't want to take this job if I couldn't teach. It's my very favorite thing that I do.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect.
You just sounded like my mom.
Oh, she inspires me often.
Same.
Cute.
She's my mom.
She's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I love my mom. Shout out to Lynn Bone.
I love our alumni that send their kids here. It's pretty amazing.
I bet you
Yes.
do.
Pretty
Bring 'em.
amazing.
Yeah.
Join.
Join the cult.
Except I don't think that I'm that old until I see your mom with her son here, and then I'm like, oh, when did we get old?
I'm sorry. I serve as that symbol.
It's fine. It's fine. I had an alumnus here today. His son is at a Red Riot. He was a student body president here on campus, and I was his advisor.
Oh wow.
That's crazy.
And that was probably 20 years ago, and his son is here, and I just think, oh, I love you, but when did you get sold? Because I'm not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
up.
You can use the words of Matt Barton just to say you're full of wisdom.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're
Aged like a
experienced.
fine
Mhm.
wine.
Like a fine wine or a fine cheese. Yeah.
Full of something, right?
Experience.
So, with the labs, how involved were you on that, or did you not have to do so much hands-on on getting all these labs in working order and whatnot?
I just gave it my blessing and said, this is fantastic, and our students need this. And SU is all about the hands-on practical experience.
Yeah,
That's what my event management class is. They run the events for the semester, and that's what these labs are.
Yeah, it's so awesome. So yeah, you just had to greenlight it. Now that you're seeing it, Are you excited about anyone in particular, or is that like asking for a favorite kid?
I came straight here, so I haven't been able.
Go.
Matt Barton is waiting to give me the grand tour.
I'm
But
sure.
she wanted to see us first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Duh.
I did.
We're just
Yeah.
that awesome.
We're that
Absolutely,
amazing, right?
absolutely. I need one of these shirts, by the way.
Oh, we got you right here, girl.
We'll definitely
yes.
We
Yeah.
were planning
Oh,
on the
thank
end,
you.
but
Here's
now
a-
that you've asked, here you go.
Sweet, thank you.
Whichever size we can
Can't
trade
wait.
it whenever we're ready.
Thank you.
Is that the right size?
I
Is
didn't
that the
even
right
look. Yes, great, great.
That's fantastic.
Perfect.
There we go. Another one
Love it.
recruited
Another
for
one.
Team Thunder 91.
Yeah. When she comes on the morning brew or midnight brew, whatever we do.
Yeah.
Midnight.
That
I
we could-
promise it'll be much more
I think we
entertaining.
gotta do it.
But
That'd
Maybe
be
we'll do
so
a late
funny.
night.
A special midnight.
we
morning
ought
brew.
to broadcast from either the Scream one night at midnight or Homecoming at midnight out
Oh,
at True
that's
T-Bird.
true.
How fun would that
Yeah.
be?
Oh, that would be amazing.
We can
We
make
could
it
do
happen.
that.
We
We
could.
can make it happen.
Easily. Yeah.
So, what's your favorite thing about being the president here at SUU?
Students.
The students.
Always students. My interactions with the students, seeing students succeed. There's a Red Riot here today, and I just met them at the Bell Tower, and they asked what my favorite tradition is. Bell Tower,
Oh, of
because
course.
it's students, and I cry every single time. Either direction. It's just pretty powerful.
Yeah.
my
Me and
favorite
Christina
part.
get to go the
Yes.
other direction.
Graduation.
End of this year.
We're
I'm too
excited.
young.
I actually just talked about that at the legislature.
Oh,
In my
really?
presentation, I talked about the Bell Tower tradition and how the SUU experience is just different.
Yeah,
Fabulous.
it is.
Yeah.
Love it.
Amen.
Yeah,
Amen.
tell
It's
us
just-
about your experience here. Have you all had a great experience?
Oh, it's the best. I love SUU. It's my home.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm doing the tradition keeper too, so it's like I'm hitting all those marks so I can get the
She's
soul.
like, yes,
I'm like,
and
yes,
yes,
yes, yes.
and
Gotta do
and
it
that
all.
like helps so much because it makes you go out there and go out into the community and do certain things you might not have done otherwise. And so it's just fantastic.
And it's tribal storytelling, which I learned in one of my communication classes. But that tribal storytelling weaves us all together. That shared narrative is what makes us family.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, look at that calm principle I just
Look at
taught
that.
you.
It all comes back.
It all comes back.
It's all a cycle. It's all connected. It's like we're planning it. It's like that we've communicated.
We're smart that way, right?
Yeah.
I've been loving SUU. Are you kidding me? I mean, it's where my mom came, and
I
so
know.
yeah, it's been so much fun. And she was not disappointed, but slightly sad when I wasn't a theater major. So
Calm's pretty close, though.
exactly,
It is. That's
it's all
pretty
storytelling.
close.
It's
Yeah.
all
It
storytelling.
is
I think a lot
storytelling,
of
and
us
it's a
too
different
start
stage.
as theater, and then we
Literally,
actually moved to com.
Yeah, because that was
that
me
was
too.
my
Oh
degree.
wow, that was literally same.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That was definitely not me. I'm not a be on stage kind of person. I like to be in the background, but guess what? I've figured out that's not my life anymore.
No, definitely not.
It's over.
Yeah, you're front and center, Queen Bee.
I don't
Mama
like
Mindy.
that. I do like being Mama Mindy, though.
Mama
Mama
Mindy,
Mindy,
that's
yeah.
perfect.
It's the best name.
It
It's the
really
best
is. It's
name.
so perfect.
It's very fitting. It's
Yeah.
very me. People all the time say, oh, "It's so sad you don't have kids." I'm like, I have 15,000
Yeah,
kids.
he's like, it keeps
I
growing.
gain more
They're
and more
all
every
my
year.
kids, and then when they graduate, they're still my kids.
mine.
And
Oh,
when
yeah.
they have kids, they're my kids.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that
Grandma
relationship.
Mindy.
Aw. I could be old enough to do that. That's pretty sketchy too.
Yeah, ask my mom about it. She's dying to be a grandma.
Well, you're in charge of that.
Yeah, that'd be
Apparently.
funny. Get to
I don't
work.
know.
Cormac.
My
Yeah.
older brother's trying. Not really. He's
Not really.
shade to my older brother.
No,
Ooh.
there's so
man.
many things I
Scandal.
can say on that comment that I'm just going to hold to myself.
Yeah.
My mom is not very quiet on Facebook, huh?
But I love her.
Oh man, do you have a favorite spot on campus? Because okay, for context, mine is the little bench.
bench.
It's the little bench right outside of the alumni building that has
Ooh.
the trees, and it looks at the clock tower and then Old Main. It's sitting there. You get everything you want in a view and shade for the pasty white boy.
Pasty white over here. I love Upper Quad. I love all of campus, of
Right,
course.
right.
It's all. But Upper Quad is where I grew up as a little kid. The Hunter Alumni Center at the time was the student center, and that's where my dad's office was. So the Great Hall was the ballroom, and we used to have all sorts of big parties up there. And then I worked at Shakespeare when I was a
Perfect.
12-year-old Tart girl. I worked at the
that's so
Shakespeare
cute.
Festival. So that whole area up there is just packed of lots of memories for me. I love doing Forever Red up there because it's such a
agreed.
formal quad, and all of a sudden we're having
Yeah.
a big party. It's pretty fun.
That was the best.
Yeah.
I love it. Have you had a favorite Forever Red moment?
Ooh, the fireworks are always a pretty big favorite for me. It's so rewarding when you look across the crowd and see all the students enjoying it. And I think we came up with that tradition, and it's the perfect tradition.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of it.
It's so much fun. It's so much
It
fun.
is.
Going and seeing the bands and whatnot. I remember it was my first year coming here for Forever Red, and that was when you're an interim president, and I was just there with the band going on and all the live music bouncing up. I was like,
That was so fun. That was the
this is
ABBA
the
one,
place.
right?
Yeah,
My
I think
fave.
it was.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was so
sick.
fun.
Oh,
And I love you. I love hearing you say that because students said, ABBA, why would we have an ABBA tribute
no,
band?
I will
What is that?
stick on my soapbox. I loved that one.
It was
and everyone
so
knew the
good.
songs. Everyone was having a
Every
grand old time.
generation was singing along
Exactly.
to that, whether
Exactly. You
it's
get it.
an 80-year-old alumnus or a current student. Everybody was singing along
Right?
to it. It was so much fun.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
I was on the barricade for that one.
yeah, I loved that.
I was like, this is my time. Yeah.
I may have been being a dancing queen,
Oh, of course.
right in the middle of the crowd,
Right.
dancing
You're like,
queen.
"That's me."
I was on it.
I
Yeah.
believe it. I believe it. Okay, now I'm curious. Forever Red, no limits. Who's your dream performer? Who would you just really want at a Forever Red performance?
Ooh. I have this vision. This is not my dream.
Okay.
But it's a start. I have this vision of Kenny Loggins
Oh yes.
singing Danger Zone
Oh, yeah.
with a flyover with our aviation program.
Oh, that'd be so
That would
sick.
be
How
awesome.
fun would that be?
That would be
How fun
incredible.
would that be?
I would be there.
But I think my all-time dream band out there would be Real Queen.
Oh, that would be sick.
But we need Freddie.
You can have Adam Lambert now.
Adam
He's the new
Lambert would
cover
be
band.
amazing. He
Thank
would be
you.
amazing.
That's my favorite guy. So
Okay, good,
At least
good.
you didn't diss on him. Otherwise, I say I'm
No,
ditching
I like
schools.
I like
That was
Adam.
the first time
Okay,
Adam
thank you.
Lambert's been mentioned today.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I'm like, oh.
I love Queen. They're my all-time favorite.
Yeah, they're
And,
incredible.
yeah.
Have you seen them live?
I have.
Yeah, same. It's
I have.
amazing. I mean, mine was obviously after Freddie, but
Mine too.
yeah.
But I love how they incorporate Freddie into the
Same.
concert. It's really cool. You
It's
guys
really
got to go see it.
magnificent.
Yeah.
you get chills.
I
It's
wish I could.
Insane.
It is magnificent. Or Bon Jovi out there would be pretty
Oh,
awesome.
dude.
But see, I'm old school. I'm
Well,
going back to the
I love that kind of music,
Yeah,
so
same.
I'm all for it.
and that
Talking
kind of
to the
music.
radio people. We all listen to that music.
You know all the genre, and your parents listen to it, so the alumni
yeah.
would love it, and the students would love it. So
true.
let's go for a Bon Jovi.
Yes.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Well, Mama Mindy, thanks so much.
Thank you so much
for
We'll
joining.
It's so much fun to spend time with all of you. Thanks for being so personable and fun.
Yeah,
And look at this new digs.
Right?
Yeah.
It's so spectacular.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
it's awesome to have it
Congratulations
done.
on it.
Yeah. Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Thank you.
And I remember your advisor over here when he was a student too. That's
great.
I have stories from when he. This is the problem with me being here for hundreds and hundreds of
airing
years.
it out.
She's done.
We did that to a comedian once on campus when he came to campus and he was saying bad words. We're like, oh,
Like, no, not today.
oh, mic's broken.
Yep. Oh, my bad.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah,
Don't know what's
it's
going on.
Technical difficulties. Oops. Yeah.
All right, so
Enjoy these studios.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
thank you. Yeah,
Absolutely.
they're
It's pretty
incredible.
amazing.
Yeah. You have fun with Matt Barton taking you on the
Yeah.
tour.
I
the
will.
rest
I'm,
of the
Take
I'm
some photo
excited
pics.
for the tour now, but
Yeah.
thanks for the interview.
Oh,
You
yeah,
all
of
are
course, yeah.
awesome.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Likewise.
Bye. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Yeah, we'll see you around campus. Oh, Mama Mindy.
Mama Mindy.
She's my favorite.
Same.
Speaking as if she can't hear me, but she totally can.
She totally can.
Every time I go home, my mom's like, "Say hi to Mindy," and I'm like, "You better believe
She's
it."
my
so
mama,
funny.
Mindy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. My mama off campus,
My mama.
my on campus
Thank you.
mama, and my off campus mama.
You know? Oh, that's so fun.
Oh man, oh
What a
man.
legend. I think we need to do the morning brew midnight edition
With
my gosh,
Mindy.
that'd
with Mindy.
so
I
fun.
would
Get it
be
done.
there, and I'd probably be in a great mood.
True.
Here we are. Go ahead and put on your headset whenever you're
Welcome.
ready. We've got the Provost Vice President of Academic Affairs right
Yes.
here, John Anderson. How are you?
I could not be better.
Yeah.
Loving life. Life is
Way to
good.
live.
So
It's the way to live.
it is.
So, what's been your favorite part about the new lab's opening?
I love the fact that students will be able to walk in and get a real life experience. It's important to study all the theories that we teach, and they're very interesting to learn. But get the hands-on experience about how things actually work and how research is actually done is a tremendous opportunity.
Are you looking forward to getting your hands on any of the equipment, or are you going to be more hands-off when it comes to the new labs?
So I just left having the opportunity to wear the Tesla suit,
Oh, okay.
to get the shocks, to get the movements, and
Yeah, how was that? I haven't been able to yet.
well, I let Ligier control my body, which was a strange
That'd
experience.
be crazy.
Crazy. What? I
You
don't
know-
think I know much about the VR lab, quite
Yeah,
honestly.
same.
So the Tesla suit is a full body suit you put on, and they calibrate every one of your muscles to electrical impulses.
Oh.
And they can type in a computer, and it'll make your body shoot a gun. It'll make your body feel like you got shot by a gun or kicked in the stomach. And so they can test all kinds of things that they would do in media on a body and see how the body would react.
Interesting.
That's
crazy.
That's cool. We gotta check it out.
I'm just glad Lee J was in a good mood. He could have done some damage.
He's like, how dare you? You fall to the ground.
It's Ready Player One levels
Yeah.
of existence. That's crazy. So how, with the new labs coming in and whatnot, what was your part in bringing everything together and putting in these new spaces?
So a lot of new ideas that come into the university and into the student experience start with what's going on in industry. And we hire faculty who've done a lot of research and are also connected to the industry. They bring these ideas in, then we're given a certain allotment from a budget, and we sit down with all the deans and sort through what are the best ideas. How can we help use the funds that we have to make sure students get the optimal experience so when they graduate, they enter into markets and do anything that industry would demand. So that's my role, is to facilitate that process. But the ideas come up usually through the faculty and students in industry, and then we get this chance to sort through and weigh those two together.
Awesome. Look at that. Learning how it all comes to fruition. Because for me, my experience was just I was walking on campus one day and then, hey, new rooms. What's going on?
Literally same.
All kinds of
I'm like,
construction.
wow. Yeah.
They have windows.
They have
That's
windows.
right. New windows. There we
can
go.
see. Yeah.
So, do you have a favorite space that you've been in yet at the lab launch? Was the VR room just way too cool and way too scary with the suit, or?
The VR room is a really neat space. The newsroom is outstanding. And my favorite part actually is all the old technology. When you walk into a set of faculty offices and you see faculty who are experts in their field bringing that fresh knowledge to the classroom, and you see them interact with students. And students walk out with that light opened up, that bright hope about what they're going to learn and what they have learned, and how a faculty member is going to guide them into what they want to do with their career. Those are the spaces that are really meaningful to me.
Right on. What was your major from graduating, and like how did you get from there to SUU?
That, I don't know that you've got 4 hours, but I'll give you the brief
Right,
version.
yeah.
My little one.
Sorry, compress it a little, I guess.
I spent far too long in school. I got an associate's degree from a Ricks College. I got a bachelor's degree from Utah State in sociology, a master's degree in education from the University of West Georgia, and a PhD in business administration from the University of Kentucky, the Gatton College of Business Economics. So I was around quite a while.
Got all sorts of titles and belts, huh?
Yeah, but I loved it. I love the student experience. I love learning. I love the whole, everything that a university stands for. I feel really fortunate to have been able to spend a lot of my career in higher ed.
Right on. Have you ever taught any of the classes? Do you teach classes now?
My discipline is strategic management.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And so I teach in the business school. I've been a full professor at 3 different business schools across the country.
Right on.
And so I mostly teach in MBA programs now.
Wow.
But taught undergrad operations management, human resource, organizational behavior, those kinds of classes.
Right on. Do you have a favorite one to teach, or is that like asking, your favorite food, or it's just too hard?
Or your
to
favorite child, yeah. I enjoy the learning experience. And so I don't know that I've ever taught a bad class.
Right, yeah, most certainly.
But I love anything that integrates how an organization is going to pursue a strategy, the operations behind that, and then how you build culture among teams. Anything that hits on those three are the subjects I like the most.
Right on. So have you spent any more time in the other labs today, or have you just been really in the VR studio today?
I've been through all of them.
All three, right on.
Yeah, and it's so great that we have the lab sets that we do here in the communications area. And it's been interesting to watch because we've got other VR, AR labs that are popping up in other areas on campus.
Right.
You can think of all the different applications. For example, kinesiology, that studies body motion. Right? If you look at the way we train nurses, our nurses spend a lot of time in simulation labs with kind of fake mannequin bodies that they work on. They also spend a lot of time in a VR, AR lab looking at simulations that they would do or actions they would take as a nurse. Being able to watch that happen in a virtual world, you can get a lot more rapid and repetition of those actions in a simulated environment than you ever could in a clinic space. For example, we have dummies that can birth a child 27 times a day. And so a nurse in training can see that over and over and over. And that's not the same thing, but it's as close as you can get. And so you get that repetitive experience that really prepares them. So we're building out these kind of spaces across lots of different programs.
Exciting.
So I don't have a favorite. I love it all.
Right, right. Could you, were you in the social branding lab?
That one I'm going through next.
Going through next. Okay, all right. Well, I'm just still baffled at the VR suit thing.
Yeah, that's insane. And you're like the only one that's talked about it so far.
Right.
So that's why it's like blowing our minds.
Yeah, I was like, what?
I'm like,
is
what are you
that?
talking
Apparently, I
about?
don't know anything about the VR
Yeah.
lab.
Yeah.
It is so neat because not only can it help they can force the body to move in different ways, they can have you move and track every motion.
Right.
So you can see like a
Creepy.
tennis player, if they can study their swing and know whether it's going this direction or that direction. You can also, if you have that VR suit on and have the eye tracker equipment, they can watch how your body reacts and track how your body reacts to what you're seeing. And so if you're walking into a car lot and start to look at this car versus that car, they can sense what your body sensation is and how it reacts to those different eye stimulations. So it's a fabulous tool for them to have.
Man,
It's amazing.
So when you were in there today, what did you go through? And you mentioned Lee J was in a good mood, thank goodness. But like, what specifically were you being tested on?
So you put the suit on, and they have to first calibrate it, and so the computer is linked to each of the sensors. And then they'll say things like, act like you're shooting a gun, and then Lee J will click around, and the muscles that would move when a gun goes off when you're holding it, that sends an electrical impulse to those muscles, and so you can feel the sensation.
Feel the kick.
Yeah. It says, get ready, I'm going to kick you in the stomach. And all of a sudden, electrical impulse hits all your rib cage, and you feel the impact just like you would if you're being kicked.
Wild.
So we went through those simulations.
Those two.
I'm glad he kicked lightly.
Yeah, exactly.
That is crazy. Well, thank you for
Yes,
joining
thank
us.
you.
Hey, this has been fabulous. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for sharing your experience, because we've been sitting here interviewing people, but hey,
We got a
you
matching shirt for you.
Hey, I'd love to take it.
You're going to join the Thunder 91 team.
Yeah, the army.
They are growing.
Join the
There
Thunder.
you go.
You have a good time exploring
Yes.
the rest of the labs and whatnot.
I do. Thank you so much.
Thank
Great to
you.
talk with you.
Oh, man. Now I want to go
I
to
know.
the VR room.
I know, that sounds so crazy.
Yeah. My fear is I'm gonna get shot one day, so now I want to go in there
You wanna
and
go
get it
prac-
tested.
you wanna practice, just-
Exactly. My bestie John.
You guys.
Hello.
Here
Put
he
the
is.
headset on.
He's going to get headsetted up. Yeah, I'm glad to have it.
Definitely ready.
Hello,
Think we're
buddy.
not ready? We know
We're all,
improv.
yeah, somewhat.
We know how to ad lib. We
Yeah,
have
oh,
it in
God.
every script in these SUU
Yeah.
What's your
studio.
favorite thing about having me in class? Ow! He just ignores me.
It's interesting to have students that are in my classes that I have control over their grades.
Right.
So they need to be careful about the questions that they ask me.
Ouch! Ouch! I would like to point out I have 100% in the class, and it will stay that way.
Which lab are you most excited about?
All of them have different potential. It's amazing to, from a more traditional news perspective, which I come from,
Right.
to see the SU News Lab here and to establish a strong foundation for news. And it's closer to the television studio where we can have more cooperation with news content. But also to have a special space for a brand and do the more strategic communication. And that's super important in today's multimedia, hyper multimedia society, social media, that we know how to do that and have the tools to do that. And then to have the virtual reality research lab. Obviously, we started with eye tracking, and now we're expanding into more how does the entire body respond to messages. It's cutting edge technology and really important stuff in a communication perspective.
Crazy. We just had the provost on, and he was talking about his experience in wearing the suit, and now I really want to go try it. Like,
Yeah, it sounds crazy.
being tased and whatnot, just like, well, okay, the electrical impulses that force your body
Like,
into
I'm
those
ready.
experiences, that's crazy. You run the TV lab here,
Yes.
and what does that all entail? I mean, obviously we know, but some people don't.
Yeah. So the SUTV is the video production arm of the communication department. For years and years, we were the only video production on campus, and fortunately, since that time, since early in the days, SUU has expanded its marketing and communication. So all of the school or the university video production can happen, and so. But as students, and at the same time, we used to cover all the video production, and now the film program has come on board. So the more creative narrative. Fiction kinds of productions can occur over in the film department. So in that time, right now we might draw back a little bit and come back to our roots of more news and documentary production, which is a big need in social media and on streaming as well. But it gives students a hands-on opportunity from freshman year. They can get in that studio, at a state-of-the-art studio, and just work and produce and I don't want to say simulate, but do what regular stations do.
Yeah.
Because our students can walk out of the SUTV studio and go to a larger studio and run the teleprompter and push the buttons and focus the camera and do the things that happen in a real studio.
It's actual experience, not just talking about the experience.
Exactly.
You had mentioned how your colleagues in the professional news world are somewhat jealous of the space that we have at SUTV. It's pretty awesome to be able to be in that room and actually perform a job that feels like resume worthy and that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, some people, some students might not take it real seriously and create kind of, I'll call it fluff. But I always emphasize that students need to create more serious content that they can put on their demo reels and their video recordings to get into internships or get into entry-level jobs.
Yeah. What has, in your experience, just I'm dead curious if you can even answer this. What has been your favorite position that you served in when it came to making the news, going out on the field and filming, that kind of thing?
My background is photography, so I was established. My undergrad was in still photography. I wanted to be a National Geographic photographer and travel the world. But then I sensed that there was some sort of digital revolution occurring. This was in the late 80s, and so I took a video class, and I got swept up into television news and became a photographer, chief videographer. And so I love making stunning visual images and storytelling. As far as I like to combine storytelling with important news reporting. That news is so important in our society, and unfortunately it's under attack right now. It's not respected very much, but we absolutely need a resurgence in trust in journalism, trust in news, in order to help us come back together with a central set of facts to deal with. Right now we're so dispersed and disjointed in our society that it's difficult for us to come together if we don't have a central set of facts. And news and journalists will help us provide that central set of facts.
There you have it. The wise aged wisdom of John Smith.
Aged is harsh.
Okay, well, no, I'm just you know
legend.
what I'm saying. I can't do that. I'm just I don't have
Just a baby.
I don't have the time on the planet to even
That's
be
true.
that awesome.
That's fair. Speaking of
Jealous.
awesome, you get our awesome T-shirt designed by
you.
Ryan Steinekert himself, a legend.
Joining the
Join
Thunder
the Red
91
Army.
team. The Red Army's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's good. We're gonna do it.
I
now.
have been a beneficiary of Ryan Steinekert's designs recently. He's designed some of our movie posters and does a
Wow.
fantastic job. with
Doesn't
that.
he? He's so cool.
The movie I ran away from.
Yeah, I can't believe you.
That was
So rude.
Love it.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank
Thank
you.
you.
This was so great. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Yeah, see you in
We'll
class.
see you in class, and I'll check your grades.
Nope. Mean.
Please don't fail me.
Please. I'm almost done.
Yeah, Christina and Nate and Bryson, they gotta graduate.
I'm like, if I fail that class, I'll end my life.
Maybe you don't.
Not
Maybe
We
don't
would
go
do
that.
that.
Not for
Oh,
me.
Just
man.
kidding.
Just kidding. Jokes on everyone.
JK.
JK, LOL.
In game.
End game.
It's
LOL.
in-game.
Lots of love.
Yeah, lots of love.
Kiss.
Kisses. Thanks.
Thank you for tuning in, everyone.
for joining. I hope that it was super fun learning. I mean, I had a great
I
time.
had a great time.
learning
This
about
was so fun.
everything. Are you kidding me? I'm so excited to go get freaking shocked by that giant suit.
That's gonna be crazy.
Like squash me with an excavator. I don't
Exactly. I'm just
What?
I don't know. I want to be in
wanna know what
charge
the
of the
suit can
thing.
do.
Like set up. Like if I send my enemy,
don't
like,
know
oh,
if-
there's a really cool thing we have to do, and then I kill them.
I don't
in the,
know
like,
if I
VR
would
thing.
ever trust you behind.
Oh no,
the
Aiden.
control
When
of
Aiden
that.
and I fight, I'm gonna say, "Do you want me to take you to the VR?"
Let's go to the
studio?"
VR lab, Aiden.
Yeah, and then I just go.
Oh,
That would be funny. Act like I throw basketballs at him or something.
I think we have learned that Christina is slightly a serial killer.
Yeah, no.
But the VR lab would
The VR lab
would still be
lets
cool.
my dreams come
Just a
true
touch.
without fruition.
Just a touch.
Just
She's
Tune in.
living vicariously.
Tune
Yes.
in to the Morning Brew.
Yes, the
if
Morning
you want to hear
Brew,
more of
if you want
us. 7 to
7 to 8
in the
every
morning.
weekday.
Weekday
Also
mornings.
listen to the Sugar and Spice podcast on
Yeah.
Spotify.
Yeah.
Comes out on Saturdays with SUU News.
Keep your peepers peeped for the UJ.
Yes.
Themed for
Road trip.
tripping.
Events,
That's
yeah,
exciting.
that'll be dope.
And then come join SUU campus and enjoy these labs.
Yeah.
They're so fun.
Yeah. And
The
tune
VR
into
lab
the
is
basketball
for-
game on
Yes.
at 7.
Sports.
On
on,
Saturday,
at,
1.1.
on at 7.
Only at 7. I'll
Only
be there.
at 7.
Same with James.
Awesome.
He's was behind us.
Yeah,
Never mind.
back there somewhere.
He's gone.
He's gone. But
See ya later.
we love you. Say it back.